Hello and welcome back to another Warhammer the Old World Battle Report. Now with ambiance music at the request of a viewer, so let me know how you feel about that. Today we have the Vampire Counts again versus Beastmen, uh, Primal Herd. I have my same list with a big unit of Graveguard, 2 units of zombies, 1 unit of 10 dire wolves, and then 9 Blood Knights. And for characters, I have a level 4 on Mortis Engine, Necromancy, a level 3 Dark Magic with Lord Familiar, 2 Tomb Banshees, and then a White Lord BSB in the unit of Graveguard. Then my opponent had a Wargore, the big guy with the Black Maul and Chaos Armor. So the Black Maul is an extra D6 attacks, I think. Then he had a, not a Wargore. Wargore is the BSB. What's his name? Anyways, the big Lord level character. Then he had a level 4 and a level 1 or level 2 caster, a Shaggoth, a big unit of Primal Herd, another big unit of just Gores, 2 Tuskor Chariots, 2 Tuskors, a little unit of 5 Beastmen, a Herdstone, and then 2 unit of 10 Gores in ambush. So yeah, he's got really it's 2 Viletide casters and then a Killy character, a couple of good units. So and then we were playing the table quarters scenario. So you get points for controlling the table court at the end, and with domination. So dominations, you get points for controlling the table quarters at the end. The deployment was we were each in a table quarter. No one's within 9 inches of the center. Basically, my thought is to push the Graveguard forward and to try and capture the Herdstone because I'm happy with my flank being anchored against this impassable terrain. I have a high unit strength, and then that'll cut down on the bonuses he gets to casting, and that will help me secure this table quarter with this Graveyard unit. This zombie unit can either come into this table quarter or stay where it is. This zombie unit can cross into this table quarter, potentially with the dire wolves. The dire wolves can go all the way around and end up in this one. And Blood Knight, same thing. They can go where they want to kill stuff, but they can potentially end up over here to score points if that's how the game plays out. The 2 ambushing units are a bit of a pain. I do have the 1 magic missile off the Mortis Engine, or the direwolves could turn around, or a Banshee could go over there and try and kill them because they don't have magic weapons, the Gores. So, yeah, that was the plan. So, turn 1, Beastmen get it. The level 4 Viletide caster runs up here, casts Viletide and kills 9 Blood Knights. So, not a great start. Viletide, very powerful spell. His Primal Herd just pushed forward to where, the Blood Knights could charge them, but the Graveguard can't. His Tuskors just sort of move up on the flanks, and this little unit of 5 secures the Herdstone, which is what they're there to do. So, yeah. Tuskors and these scores, I don't know, I guess they moved up a little bit, but I think they stayed out of charge range of the Blood Knights, which makes sense. He doesn't want me to charge past this unit and get in behind him. So my turn, what happens is I resurrect all the Blood Knights back. So 8 Blood Knights are resurrected. They get Battle-less cast on them and Word of Pain. Not sure what this roll is, but this is the result of this combat. But we'll talk about this first. So Blood Knights get resurrected back. They declare a charge in here, buffed up. But they don't roll super high, and so they end up just having to go. I can only put, I think, 3 into base contact. The Graveyard just sort of go forward a bit. Zombies, I think, stay here. These zombies move up towards the wood. So do the direwolves. So nothing too much. The Banshees were a bit too far back to get a scream off turn 1. So I should need to work on deploying them a bit better. So yeah, these guys charge in. I direct some attacks into the Battle Standard Bearer and just kill him. And then, so I ended up with whatever that is, 13 combat res. My opponent had 11, and then he rolled, so he fell back in good order, away from the center of my unit this way, and then I followed up. Got Witch. And what did I lose? 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, what's the name of the Beast Lord? Issued a challenge, I issued a challenge and he accepted. So he murdered one Blood Knight very well, got his maxed out on the 6 static combat res, and then they killed one more Blood Knight. And so we followed up there, squeaked out of the charge arc of the Shagoth, but are in the charge arc of the Tuskor Chariot, which isn't the best. And yeah, zombies and direwolves have moved up behind the woods. Graveguard just moved up a little bit. I was hoping to get, a Spectral Steed and Hellish Vigor off and fly a Banshee for it and maybe scream off his Shaman, but that didn't work. And then I did cast Unquiet Spirits at his Shaman because he's the closest, but I didn't manage to do any wounds. So what happens in the Beastmen turn 2 is the Tuskor Chariot comes in the side. The Beastmen still with Word of Pain on them, and the character managed to kill. The Chariot didn't do much, but together they managed to do 9. I guess they killed 9 of them, but I killed a bunch of Beastmen, and we ended up pretty much tied for combat res. That's good. Oh no, I actually won the combat. That's what happened. So I won the combat. The Gores gave ground, and the Chariot rolled badly and fell back in good order, and I pursued the Chariot. It popped through to the other side of this Chariot, and I rolled super low and just ended up here, which is pretty perfect, to be honest, for me. I aren't in range to resurrect any more Blood Knights. I don't know. I mean, I could do some damage to the Chariot, but he's very much in danger of getting killed then. So I'm happy with how that worked out. What else had happened? His Tuskor came around. They're coming around to sort of threaten my back lines. His ambushers didn't come in because we forgot to roll for them. This Warherd turned to face the Blood Knights if this combat continued, but they've gotten out of there. And the Shagoth turned around as well. Vile Tides went into the Graveguard and killed off a few, but not too many. He had moved his caster back to get out of, break off that line of sight. So then in my turn 2, the Blood Knight turns, marches away from his army. The Mortis Engine moves up to block him. So does the Spectral, the Ethereal Banshee from this Chariot from getting to charge him. But then the Banshee screams him off. This is the Necromancy template. The Direwolves declare a charge into the side of this Chariot. And lose some, or maybe I think we had a drawn combat there. I lost quite a few on dangerous terrain, and then he killed one, and I think I did 1 wound to him. And the Graveguard moved up again. And some more screams. Who else did I scream at? I don't know. No one else. Nothing happened. I tried to cast Unquiet. No, I couldn't cast Unquiet Spirits there, so I'm not sure where that magic missile went, but yeah, I've managed to. My one Blood Knight has ridden to safety, hopefully. So what he tried to do is he tried to use his big shaman to infernal gateway his little shaman 12 inches up to where he could see, but I think I managed to deny it, so then he just had to go in this unit. Both casters cast Vile Tide on the Mortis engine, and I think they got it down to 3 wounds, which is pretty good. It's pretty scary. Yeah, I took 5, so we had three left, I think. I did the 2 wound counter wrong. The Dire Wolves lost by 1 and gave ground, and the chariot followed up. The Tuskor moved in behind. A unit of ambushes arrived in my backfield. This Tuskor chariot, what happened? Or Tuskor, I think maybe got screamed at or vile-tided. He died. This is the enemy turn. So he cast a Vile-Tide at this Banshee because she was now in the open, and she died to Vile-Tide, so that was too bad. I'm not sure where that Tuskor chariot's gone. Maybe it's just off in the corner. I think it is. I think it's out of the picture. So, yeah. So what happens here? We'll go back. So then on my turn, I resurrect 4 more Blood Knights, and then I'm feeling worried about my general dying, so I put 2 invocations onto the chariot to heal a couple wounds. The 5 Blood Knights charge the Gores over here and wipe them out. The zombies turn to face the Razor Gore. The wolves lose again, give ground, and the chariot restrains to where it can take a flank charge into the Graveguard. I think I tried to declare a charge with the Graveguard into the Shaggoth maybe, but failed. So they ended up just moving forward. My 2 Necromancers are sort of left out in the open, having healed a few wounds, but and they would attempted a magic missile somewhere. Yeah. So, and maybe I just marched these guys up, and they are now contesting the Hearthstone, which is good. This is good. Oh, this is what happened. They failed their restrain test. So rather than being able to restrain and charge back this way, and I could have put them in a formation where they're within 12 of the Necromancers. That's where the Necromancers stayed back here. They failed their restrain test and ran off the board, so they're actually not here. They're off the board. So that was unfortunate. So now the big fights ensue. This Ravenswood maneuvers around the side. So this one's coming in to start threatening my casters. The chariot goes into the flank of the Graveguard. The big Primal Herd unit goes into the front. He wanted to try and get a Shaggoth in, but they were blocked off because these 2 units are about the same size the chariot was in, and the Hearthstone is impassable. So, in retrospect, I think he potentially should have put this chariot into the Mortis engine, and then I think he could have sent the Shaggoth in, and then the herd could have gone wider. But I mean, a Tuskor chariot is pretty powerful, except that they're heavy infantry, so it doesn't take their ranks away. Although so many died that they didn't have ranks left, anyways. He did cast Word of Pain on them, so they were -1 strength and toughness, which hurt. And his other unit of Gores, you can't see her, has arrived back here, and has now turned and is awaiting the arrival of the Blood Knights. Yeah, there they are. That's the Graveguard who have died off. Yeah, I think this is the same turn. So yeah, Gores are there, losing lots of Graveguard. Didn't do too much damage to the Primal Herd unit. Next round of combat, so that was his turn. Yep. So then, I think this is Vampire Count's turn 4. I cast Word of Pain onto this unit. I resurrect a bunch of Graveguard. The zombies start to move up. And what happens to these 2/6s, I'd been rolling good for regeneration, pretty well all game, but then the White King attacked his what is it called? Anyways, his Beast Lord got double 6s to hit and then double 6s to wound, so did 2 killing blows, and he managed 1 save, and I think that's the other one, and not the other one, and so the White Lord killed the Beast Lord, which was extremely lucky because that guy was just tearing through my units. And the turn it happened. Oh, I did scream, I think the turn before, or cast Unquiet Spirits and did 2 wounds to his shaman, so it was down to 1. So that was lucky. I still gave ground anyways, though, having lost combat, and the Gore's restrained. The Chariot failed and had to follow up. Or that was the next turn. Anyways, the Blood Knights arrive, can't charge, so they just have to stand in front of these Gores. The zombies are just blocking the Razor Gore from getting into my casters. I think I went to cast. Anyways, his shaman is outcast in the art on a Dispel. Rolls the one where it takes the Strength 6 template, which kills a couple of these guys and kills the shaman. That's the last wound. So that was enough. So yeah, back to back, the Beast Lord is killing blowed, and then his level 4 shaman dies to a miscast, which was a huge swing in the game because another Viletide, and there's a good chance my Mortis Engine is dead. This Banshee, I think, either got Infernal Gatewayed or flew a Spectral Seed. I think it was Infernal Gateway in front of the Razor Gore, and then just to block it from charging my casters, but then she screamed it off anyways, did all the wounds to kill it. So yeah, we're hanging on this combat, but we're not really killing much. We're just sort of existing. The Blood Knights, if they can get back into the fight, defeat these Gores, and then overrun and get resurrected, or invocation to resurrect, will be in a good spot. But it's still a tough slog. So Beastmen turn 5. Things don't go at all as planned. The Gores charge the Blood Knights. We strike simultaneously. They do enough. They kill the Blood Knights. The Blood Knights striking simultaneously kill 8 of them, leaving 2. So the Blood Knights are gone. The Gores then pursue off the board, so I can't even kill them. The Graveguard are killed down to 1. Only the Standard is left after Unstables, and the White Lord is left as well. But and they started with Word of Pain up on him and not on me because his shaman was now dead. The Graveguard did some work before they all died. But the Shaggoth is now into the combat. The Primal Herd charged in. So, yeah, things are looking tight. The other big unit's moving up. So then in my turn, I resurrect a bunch more Graveguard. They had to go into, because the unit was only 2 wide, they had to all go in a line behind them. But then when I gave ground, I used Drilled to expand out to the side. I think I did that right, but maybe I've put one too many guys out there. Again, I was rolling super hot for regens. I think the Shaggoth maybe killed 1 or 2 Graveguard. So that's always helpful. The Necromancer flew behind. So this is Beastman turn. No, this is my turn. I don't know. The Beastmen, Necromancer flew in behind to raise up some wolves, just to try and contest this table quarter. It wasn't super useful, but she didn't have a ton else to do. So then, vampires, the Razor Gore just backs off. I didn't want to charge with the zombies because then I'd be disrupted in the woods and I wouldn't get my rank bonus. I'd probably lose that fight. Which turn is this? Zombies are moving around. So this is Beastman turn 6. He just moves this Beastman unit over so that the zombies aren't going to be able to reach them with a charge. The fight continues. I once again get down. I'm down to 3 Graveguard in the unit, and the White Lord. But what happens is I resurrect a bunch back, and then the Wailing Dirges, screams from the Banshee and the Mortis Engine wipe out the rest of the Primal Herd unit. The not Ishapti, what is it called? Shaggoth is stuck in a challenge, so he can't do much. So, and I resurrect some wolves. So that's where it ends. Really close game. The crazy resurrections. I think I resurrected 20 Blood Knights over the course of the game. 8 and 8. And then 4 more. So, pretty good value from Invocation of the Hecht. And then a bunch more Graveguard as well, and some zombies. So, very powerful ability, the Resurrections. It ended up being a close win for the vampires. I had killed his general, got the Wargar unit finally on the last turn, a couple other small units, and the chariots. And I had lost the Blood Knights, who were 500 points, and the Mortis Engine was down below half or 25%, but that was about it. And I managed to secure 3 table quarters, and he had 1. This Wargar unit in the last turn just backed up to control this table quarter. So, it was a super good game. I mean, the Vile Tides also very powerful, so you got a couple powerful mechanics facing off against each other. I would say that my opponent's Primal Fury rolls were very good. There was quite a few times when he managed to get the Frenzy, so then he was foe rendering, frenzied, and rerolling ones to hit and ones to wound from the Hearthstone. So they were going through the Graveguard faster than I would have expected for a toughness 4, 3-up save infantry unit. And I had the Helm of Commandment, so I was weapon skill 4 most of the game, so he was hitting me on 4s, potentially wounding me on 3s or 4s, and then a 3-up save. But Word of Pain got cast a few times, which started to tip combats. So it was a really good game. Basically a couple big infantry blocks fighting each other, and the Blood Knights running around doing their thing. So the table quarters was interesting. This is not something you would have seen before the match play scenarios where, like, the zombies, neither of my zombie units gone to combat the whole game, but they both scored 150 victory points at the end of the game, and they tied up this Razor Gore. They, I don't know, are threatening the Hearthstone, kind of, except I should have potentially been a bit more aggressive with them. The Blood Knights, I guess I should have been a bit more wary of the Vile Tide off turn 1. But I also think that he rolled quite well to kill 8 of them. I'd normally expect to, take some damage and then resurrect them back. So, it was a good game, and thanks for watching. And if you have any comments, please let me know. Thanks.